Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of Southern Woods and Waters. Great to be in here this evening. I tell you what, it's a good time to catch some air conditioning. If you've been outside today, it has been a hot one. But we're going to have a great show in store for you tonight. We've got a good time up here. Got some good friends of ours joining us here on set tonight. So Dayton and I have got our buddies Vincent, Lenning, and Wes Stone here with us tonight. And y'all already know who these guys are, but tonight they're here with us through LSB Promotions because, as many of you already know, we've got just over a week left before this year's Tennessee Outdoor Rendezvous and Deer Expo, guys. And Wes, you guys hadn't been busy at all getting ready for this thing, have you?
Yeah, it's been pretty daylight to dark, you know, running, trying to get everything taken care of. But it's all fun, you know. We're looking forward to everybody getting together, you know.
It is. It's going to be another great get together like it is every year. And this is kind of the second annual. I mean, this is the second big event. You know,
Right.
we kind of kicked it off last year. But the roots go back a lot deeper than that, you know. And,
They do.
And
We started out small and, you know, just as a kind of a Facebook group, just getting together and, you know, kind of grew from there. So
I remember we had that first get together. Of course, all of us were there, but it was just in a little building over at the fairgrounds, same place we're going to be, but in a little building over there. And we went in there and packed it out with, you know, a couple hundred people maybe that day throughout the day and had a big time. And now it's turned into this. And I mean, this is a big time event that y'all are putting on. You've really got, we're going to cover tonight some of the vendors that will be there, guest speakers. You've got things for the kids. You've got things for the wives. I mean, there's something for everybody.
Yeah, there is.
So this is, and it's growing. So we'll go ahead and mention off the bat, one of the biggest ways that it's growing this year and something that's changed or will be added to that is the NWTF, the State Calling Championship, is going to be held the same time.
Right.
Okay,
we think that's going to bring a whole lot to the event. You know, they call it the Joel Parker Memorial Classic, but, you know, we're going to have that on Saturday, May 21st. It'll be a Saturday only, that portion of it. And then we've got callers coming in from all over the Southeast to compete in this. And it's pretty neat. If anybody's never watched a calling competition, they need to come and check that portion out for sure.
It's a lot of fun, and you get to hear a lot of different types of calls and see a lot of different types of calls. And then, of course, go over and check that out. And, you know, we're all right there together this year. So it's just going to be an event where you can come in and hear some turkey calling, go check out some seminars, come in and check out some of the vendor booths and things like that. But
be scoring some horns.
Scoring some antlers. So one of the biggest parts of this, guys, is there's going to be a deer scoring competition, you know. And now Vincent, it's TWRA has stepped up again. They're going to be coming in helping do the scoring this year again, I say.
Yeah, we sure appreciate them too.
Yeah, and now what about the drop-off process for deer? Because the show doesn't actually start Friday, but y'all do have a drop-off time for deer heads, isn't that right?
Yes, we can drop off Friday 4 to 8, and of course Saturday 9 to 3.
Okay, so if you want, you can go ahead and bring your deer over Friday, and they'll be going ahead and getting them in there and process. Expect a lot of deer to be in there. We had a wall full last year, and probably have even more this year. You know,
there's going to be some big ones coming in.
It's going to be, we already know with some of the deer that are going to be coming through the door. So it's, you know, just an exciting event to get to see, not only get together with everyone, but to just look at that wall. And the guys like all of us that have hunted here in the state of Tennessee our whole lives, did you guys ever think you would stand there and look at a wall with that class and that quality of deer on it from the state of Tennessee?
They're nice.
You know, I mean, they're getting better and better all the time. And when you see all those things hanging up there, I mean, really, you know.
I mean, really, I mean, we don't really look that much different from a lot of the Midwest states. I mean, they do look somewhat
I know
bigger,
it's a little
but,
different.
I mean, we're blending in pretty good
It's
now.
impressive. It's impressive. And there's multiple categories. What are some of the categories? Now, how are they going to be broken down? As far as you bring your deer in, it might be placed in a different category. How is that going to break down this year?
Well, you got crossbow, archery, muzzleloader, rifle, out of state, widest spread,
And
juvenile. And then we're going to have best of show
again.
Todd Batchelor Memorial.
Yeah. And we got typical and non-typical in each one of those divisions.
Yeah.
And then the Todd Batchelor Memorial will be it will be judged by 5 independent scores. It's not anything to do with total score.
Nothing at all. It's not. That's the truth.
It's just
I can
what
tell
you think is the most impressive deer at the
and
show
I think,
for whatever reason.
Last year, I mean, it was it was an awesome deer that made it.
Yeah,
and double beam buck, and just again, we saw some unique deer. Not only just big deer, but unique deer. And
it was a hard choice for that best show.
It was. It wasn't easy.
We had a tiebreaker, another tiebreaker, another tiebreaker.
I think we come down to the third tiebreaker before it was ever determined the best of show deer. And that's what's so neat about it is getting to see the class of those deer that come through there. And so you got different categories you can come in, but don't worry about if you can get the biggest deer in the state. This isn't a contest. We ain't in here trying to do a contest, but it's a great opportunity to get your deer scored, get an official score on it. There, you guys are going to hang it up, and people will be able to look at it throughout the weekend.
Yeah.
And then I guess it would be like last year where we gave them a ticket, and then they'll just have that ticket, bring that back to you guys, pick their deer up.
Right.
Very safe way of doing it. And everybody can enjoy your deer. They can check it out as they go. Seminars. You've got quite a few good guest speakers coming. There's a good list of them, but I'll start with this one here, guys. I got to throw it out there too, and we got the legend going to be there, Mr. Randall Haley. He's going to be talking, and it's down to earth hunting, and that's what we all love about Randall. But Randall he is as knowledgeable as any turkey hunter or hunter in general as you could ever imagine. But it's down to earth hunting.
It's back to the basics.
It's back to the basics, and he's going to tell you, get back to the basics and how he's so successful doing that. Will Jared Mills be back?
Jared Mills from southeast Iowa.
That's right.
He's a trophy bow hunter out of Iowa, really accomplished. He's better known for chasing November series with Realtree.
He is, and they were actually on the show. You guys might remember Jared was on the show with Andy Melton, some other guests. It was back about a month or two ago, and they're starting chasing red now.
Yeah.
So now they have a turkey series, chasing red. Jared's going to be there talking. Our buddy Tim Girardi, or better known as Mountain Man, he's going to be back there again, and I'm sure he'll be up to his regular old antics like always, and he'll have his crawfish with him.
Right.
He'll be bringing his crawfish. So looking forward to having him back. As far as the deer go, there's going to be, and I'm going to go ahead and preview just a little bit of next week's show, what's coming up, because guys, I'm really excited about it, and y'all will too, especially if you look up a little information about this. But there's going to be a special deer, not only at the expo, but right here on the set next Thursday night, and that is going to be the king buck. And if you guys know any history on the king buck, if you don't, go and check it out. This is a world-class deer, 100%, and arguably may be our world record typical buck. So check that out, get some information before next week's show, because next week we're going to have it right here on the set. You guys are going to get to see it. We're going to talk with Jay Fish. He's in charge of the king buck and the collection, and also there's another buck coming that's going to be on display. This is a world record 6-point buck. And Dayton, I'm telling you, buddy, I mean, this 6-pointer,
monster.
It looks like an elk. I mean, it's unbelievable, because and I don't remember the score. Do you remember the score on it?
It was pushing 160. I can't remember exactly.
You're talking 150 plus that 6-pointer. So think about that for a minute.
I mean,
it's
a
incredible.
huge frame deer, and he's got a multiple collection. There's 6 or 7.
Oh, there's going to be more than one. That's just a couple of the highlights of what y'all will see with that collection.
It's going to be a good show.
You'll be able to check out the whole collection when you come down to the expo and get to see the king buck, the world record 6-point, and like Wes mentioned, several other different bucks that'll be on display. So, and guys, we're fixing to go over and do a different segment, but look, we're just now scratching the surface. I mean, this show has got something for everybody. Like I say, it's going to be a great one. And as we move through tonight, you're going to learn more and more about it. We're going to go into a video in the next segment, and y'all are going to get to see how last year was. But right now, let's go on over and do this week's wild game forecast. This week's Wild Game Forecast has been sponsored by our friends over at Wilson Bank and Trust. Y'all can stop in and see them at one of 29 Middle Tennessee locations. They've been taking care of all your banking and financial needs for over 30 years. Be sure to tell them thank you for everything they do for us here at the show. All right, guys. Well, it's warm out there, okay? In the turkey world, if you're in the right spot, you may have a great last week of season, because if you're in the right spot, you're probably going to find gobblers back together. I've heard several stories. Randall, matter of fact, one of them, 5 gobblers were together the other day when he got that bird. So a lot of that's going on, but you got to be in the right place, because they're not out, you know, doing their thing as much anymore. And your hens, they're going to their nests. So I've seen several hens going to nests lately. That's what you want to see.
And I remember you saying something about bush hogging. We got to, you know.
Yeah, watch bush.
So bush hogging. I'm glad you said it, Dave, because I meant to mention that a little bit last week. It's time to be bush hogging. A lot of people are bush hogging, cutting, things like that around the farm. If you can at all, for any means, wait on that bush hogging. Wait. We lose a lot of turkeys, not only eggs, but then as we'll get a little bit later on with poults, to bush hogs. And it's not something we do intentionally, but if it's something that you can wait a little bit longer, let those nests go ahead and hatch out and get your poults going before you bush hog, we highly suggest that, because it will help the turkey, the population in your area, and it's also going to help to provide better brood habitat while, as it's all happening. So definitely wanted to mention that tonight.
And the fawns.
Yeah,
and the fawns are
same
fixing to
concept.
drop. And if you can leave it, not only just running over them, but if you lose that habitat,
it's that
those
cover
coyotes
for
can
them, that
find
cover.
them. The predators are going to get them easier. So
yeah, it makes a big difference. It does. Well, guys, we're going to remind you to follow us on Facebook. Keep up with us there. We'll let you know how everything's going with us. You can share your own pictures and videos with us there as well. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with this week's Pictures of the Week and some more Southern Woods and Waters.